This is wrestling's greatest moments.
Hey now, wrestling fans. It's time for another episode of Wrestling's Greatest Moments, Who's Dat Wrestler, where we provide 5 clues and you have to guess the wrestler's identity. The less clues you need to get the answer, the better your score. Before we get started though, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell. Here are the rules. You have 5 clues to guess each wrestler's identity, that is, the wrestling name they're best known by. If you answer the question with the first clue, you earn 5 points. If you answer the question by the second clue, you get 4 points, and so on, with the 5th and last clue being worth 1 point. If you don't answer the question within 5 clues, you get a whole lot of nothing. Dare to play the wild card? If you're willing to take a risk, consider playing our wild card question. We'll give you the subject. The question could be easy, medium, or hard. You won't know until you play it. It's a multiple choice question, or as we used to say in school, a multiple guess. Answer it right, and you add 5 points to your score. Answer it wrong, and you deduct 5 points. Keep in mind, the wild card is optional. Here's an example. Category: The Road Warriors. Your difficulty is easy. Lucky you. Here's a question. Which of these tag team titles weren't held by the Road Warriors? 1. The AWA World Tag Team Championship. 2. The WWF Tag Team Championship. 3. The ECW Tag Team Championship. Or 4. The NWA World Tag Team Championship. The correct answer is 3. The ECW World Tag Team Championship. Good luck! Question 1. Easy. Clue number 1. This wrestler was born on March 30th, 1945 in Antigua. This wrestler was supposedly discovered by WWF talent Johnny Rodz. Clue number 2. This wrestler left his job working for the phone company and began working in the WWF in 1974. While he's best known for his WWF campaigns as enhancement talent, he also worked in NWA territories in Los Angeles, NWA Mid-America, and Jim Crockett Promotions. Clue number 3. Despite serving as enhancement talent in the WWF, this wrestler was involved in several famous angles, including working as Andre the Giant's hapless tag team partner when the two battled Ken Patera and Big John Studd, and the heels cut Andre's hair. Clue number 4. This wrestler was also involved in a famous match at the first WrestleMania, where King Kong Bundy beat him in a kayfabe time of 9 seconds. Clue number 5. He was nicknamed Special Delivery. Who's Dat Wrestler? Who is Special Delivery Jones? Question 2. Easy. Clue number 1. This wrestler was born on April 14, 1964 in Kona, Hawaii. He would use Kona as his nickname at one point in his career. Clue number 2. This wrestler began his career in New Japan Pro Wrestling. This wrestler portrayed many characters during his wrestling career, but first gained fame when he was paired with a 3-time WWF Tag Team Championship team in 1990. Clue number 3. This wrestler became a babyface, adding the nickname Kona to his WWF wrestling name. The WWF played upon his Hawaiian roots. This wrestler feuded with Doink the Clown and Yokozuna. Clue number 4. As mentioned, this wrestler played many characters, including a member of the Nation of Domination and the Disciples of Apocalypse in the WWF. This wrestler was also the first wrestler to play the Kiss Demon in WCW, and later formed a successful tag team in WCW with Brian Clark, known as Chronic. Clue number 5. This wrestler turned heel after Yokozuna kayfabe injured him in a match, and this wrestler blamed Randy Savage for his injury. This wrestler later retired after collecting a Lloyd's of London insurance policy. Who's Dat Wrestler? Who is Brian Crush Adams? Question 3. Medium. Clue number 1. This wrestler was born in Portland, Oregon on July 10, 1953. This wrestler found success in Don Owens' NWA Pacific Northwest territory. Clue number 2. This wrestler adopted his stage name from actor Tom Laughlin's action hero character, who was first featured in the film The Born Losers. Wrestling lore has it that this wrestler added his real-life last name to his wrestling name to avoid a lawsuit. Clue number 3. This wrestler held the NWA Pacific Northwest Heavyweight Championship multiple times, capturing it from the Dynamite Kid and Rip Oliver. This wrestler also held the NWA Pacific Northwest Tag Team Championship several times. His championship partners were Stan Stasiak and Ricky Vaughn. Clue number 4. This wrestler worked in other NWA territories, including World Class Championship Wrestling and Championship Wrestling from Florida. This wrestler won the NWA Florida Heavyweight Championship from Kendall Nagasaki. Clue number 5. This wrestler worked in the WWF, where he feuded with Hercules over who had the best full Nelson. They had a big match at WrestleMania 3. Who's Dat Wrestler? Who is Billy Jack Haynes? Question 4. Medium. Clue number 1. This wrestler was born on May 29, 1986 in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. He began wrestling in 2003, including matches in the promotions Wisconsin Pro Wrestling, National Wrestling Alliance Midwest, and the National Wrestling Alliance's All-Star Wrestling. Clue number 2. This wrestler left the indie scene in 2006 after signing with the WWE. He would go on to win the WWE Cruiserweight Championship in 2007, becoming the youngest champion at the time. Clue number 3. This wrestler tried to join T-Generation X in 2009, but was initially rebuffed. This wrestler later became DX's official mascot. Clue number 4. This wrestler was involved in a lengthy feud with Chavo Guerrero, and despite Guerrero's height advantage, Chavo always came up short against this wrestler. Clue number 5. This wrestler was revealed as Vince McMahon's storyline son. Unfortunately, this turned out to be untrue. However, this wrestler was eventually revealed as the Raw Anonymous General Manager. Who's Dat Wrestler? Who is Hornswoggle? Question 5. Hard. Clue number 1. This wrestler was born on March 6, 1947 in Tsubame, Japan. He began competing in Japan Wrestling Association before moving to New Japan Pro Wrestling. Clue number 2. Billed as standing 6 foot 5 inches, he cast an imposing figure. However, this wrestler didn't acquire the gimmick he was most associated with until a wrestling campaign in Mexico. Clue number 3. This wrestler competed in World Class Championship Wrestling, where he worked a storyline where he taught wrestler Terry Gordy the dreaded hold, the Asiatic Spike. This wrestler and Gordy eventually feuded in World Class. Clue number 4. This wrestler competed around the world, including runs in territories such as Championship Wrestling from Florida, where he held the NWA United States Tag Team Championship with Pak Song, and Mid-South Wrestling. He worked in the WWF shortly before retiring, feuding with Hulk Hogan and Outback Jack. Clue number 5. This wrestler's best-known program in the WWF was in the early 1980s, when he feuded with Andre the Giant after kayfabe breaking Andre's leg. This led to a series of Mongolian stretcher matches. Who's Dat Wrestler? Who is Killer Khan? Question 6. Hard. Clue number 1. This wrestler was born in Santa Isabel, Puerto Rico on July 18, 1948. He would spend much of his wrestling career working in his homeland. Clue number 2. This wrestler grew up in New York City and joined a gym where Miguel Perez and Antonino Rocca, two of his idols, trained at. He debuted in 1966, working in the United States and Canada. He held Calgary Stampede Wrestling's version of the NWA International Tag Team Championship with Chino Caruso, where he worked under the kayfabe last name Belafonte. Clue number 3. In 1982, he worked a title unification match, putting up his promotion's top title against Nature Boy Ric Flair's NWA World Heavyweight Championship. This wrestler defeated Flair, but the NWA did not recognize the title change. Clue number 4. This wrestler was known for his seemingly endless feud with Abdullah the Butcher. Clue number 5. This wrestler entered the WWE Hall of Fame in 2014 for his many achievements, including the Puerto Rican-based wrestling promotion he co-founded with Victor Jovica. Who's that wrestler? Who is Carlos Colon? Question 7. Ridiculous. Clue number 1. This wrestler was born on November 4th, 1927 in Los Angeles, California. His first wrestling success was in Jim Crockett Promotions. Clue number 2. This wrestler worked in Jim Crockett Promotions as the masked wrestler known as the Great Bolo. This wrestler was not the first person to wrestle as a Great Bolo, but gained the original's permission to use the gimmick. Clue number 3. This wrestler's career took an interesting turn when he went to work in Memphis's Continental Wrestling Association, portraying a wrestling promoter who turned heel after the CWA storyline top boss Eddie Marlin turned down his request for a match involving the Mongolian Stomper and Jerry Lawler. This wrestler then sided with the Stomper. Clue number 4. This wrestler worked in a tag team with Jody Hamilton as the Masked Bolos. According to a 2000 article by Mike Mooneyham, this team set attendance records at the Charlotte Coliseum and Dorton Arena that were still good as of the article's publication. The Masked Bolos teamed with Missouri Mauler on occasion against the Kentuckians and Haystacks Calhoun. Clue number 5. This wrestler worked 12 years of his career under a hood as the second Masked Assassin, working alongside Jody Hamilton, the original Masked Assassin. And Hamilton was this wrestler's partner as a Masked Bolo. They competed around the globe, holding championship gold in North America, the Far East, Australia, and Japan. Who's that wrestler? Who is Tom Renesto? Dare to play the wild card? Remember, the wild card is optional. This week's wild card category, Arn Anderson. Difficulty, medium. How many times did Arn Anderson hold the NWA World Television Championship, which was later called the WCW World Television Championship? 1, 0, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5. The correct answer is 3. Arn Anderson held the NWA World Television Championship and its successor, the WCW World Television Championship, on 4 different occasions. Congratulations to Double A on the recent announcement that he's being inducted into the National Wrestling Hall of Fame this summer and receiving the Frank Gotch Award. The Frank Gotch Award is bestowed to a wrestler who brings positive recognition to professional wrestling through work outside the ring. Time to add up your points. Let's have the coach review your score. Coach?
How'd you do? No points. You set up the ring. While you're at it, sweep up the gym. 1 to 5 points. You're a wrestling school student. 6 to 10 points. You're a local talent, or what I like to call a bum. 11 to 15 points. You're a jobber to the stars. 16 to 20 points. You're a mid-card talent. 21 to 25 points. you're an upper card talent. 26 to 30 points, you're a main eventer. 31 to 34 points, you're the undisputed world champion. 35 points, you're a living legend. While you're at it, subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell. Wrestling's Greatest Moments, the channel that celebrates the squared circle.